can sign one player to start your franchise with, who are you doing it? I'll let you kick this one off, Paul.
Hold on, Paddy. Is it an Aussie? Is it a Tri-Nations or Four Nations player, or is it anyone around the world?
I've left it open to your interpretation.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, sorry.
Is it a current player, or could it be someone who's played before?
No Zinzan Brooks. I know you like to bring him to every podcast.
George Napier is not a valid answer.
I'm going with Richie Mo'unga. I just think if you think of the NFL, they build everything around the quarterback, and I guess the position that relates closest to that in rugby would be the first 5'8", and I think Richie has proven that he can control a game even when his forward pack is going backwards. So I'm very, very strongly for Richie Mo'unga to be the player that I would then build a Super Rugby squad around.
All right. How about you, Richard?
I'm going to go with Ardie Savea in this one. Just, reliable. You know what you're getting. He leads from the front. He's a proven leader, so he'd be the captain as well. And, he just gives it 100% every game. And I think, it doesn't, obviously when you start a super franchise, you might be having a hard time to start off, but you know that he's a guy who will just give us all, and he'll be able to sort of try lead by example. I'd love to see him in that sort of he'd be my player to start the franchise with.
Nice one. Yeah, that's a great shout. How about you, Fisky?
James Roberts.
Yeah, right. He might lead the nursing home team, but the one I absolutely love as a footballer, as a leader, full of experience, and his side never take a backward step. I think you could build a side around him, and he's probably still got 2 or 3 years left. Eben Etzebeth. I think he's a wonderful player you can build a side around. And I think any good coach would try and grab him. And you've seen the All Blacks, on that sort of end of season tour, and just missing that experience in the lock position. Something like a Scott Barrett was missing, and it's just such an important position these days. That physicality, contact, that leadership around the park, and I think Etzebeth's got all that in spades. I love him, and I think he'd be the player I'd build a side around.
Yeah, that's a great shout. He's one I hadn't really thought about, to be honest. Just sort of looked at it with a more New Zealand-centric lens, but along the same, not my actual pick, but Sam Whitelock was one I had considered. Probably age is getting a bit up there to make him a viable candidate here, but just in terms of setting that culture and winning attitude and the work rate he gets through, and just pretty much guaranteed you're going to have a great set piece along the same lines there. But I end up actually going on a completely different path. Went with Geordie Barrett. I just a lot of.
That's a name I thought Fisky might bring up.
I considered him. I did consider him.
Well, for me, it's Geordie. Like we've sort of talked about, you've got Bodie and Mo'unga offer a very similar skill set there. If you're looking at your 10, you got Ardie and maybe a Michael Hooper or a C. Khaleesi sort of. Whereas I think Geordie, the skill set we're seeing him develop, that leap he took in the rugby championship last year, he's like, I don't want to go.
The one he got carded for?
Well, I'm a big fan of that sort of work on the field, Paul. But yeah, especially the way like sort of his long kicking game, the size and presence he brings returning kicks, you can essentially play him anywhere from 10 to 15. The All Blacks have certainly tried playing him on the wing enough, but he's a great fullback, and just the outsized importance that the kicking game is taking on in modern rugby. I think he's the perfect sort of anchor to build a team around. Like obviously, you've got to build a strong forward pack. No one player is going to give you that outstanding forward pack. It's got to be sort of strength and depth there. Whereas Geordie, I don't think you can replicate that skill set out of maybe Freddie Stewart if he takes another step forward this year. But I don't think there's any other fullback in world rugby quite like him.
I think you're right, Pat. There's no fullback quite like him, and I think he's grown into a leadership role probably the last 2 or 3 seasons at the Hurricanes, firstly, and then he's actually transitioned that into the All Blacks, and I think he's a key leader of that side now. So I did consider him. I did consider Ardie. And so good shouts, everyone. I did not consider Mo'unga though, Paula, but good effort though. Good effort, mate.